Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'd like to welcome you to episode 43 of Doodlegems. In this episode we are doing Snowflake Obsidian. It was a community request and I said sure, I would try and see if I could do it. So come on, I'll show you how easy this really is. Slide those out of the way. We're going to put our first outline in with the 70% gray. And that is going in right here. And we're doing a cabochon. Nice, simple oval. You can do this any shape. Neat thing about these stones. Snowflake Obsidian is a true stone. Regular obsidian is actually glass. It's a volcanic glass. But snowflake obsidian is a little bit of rock chemistry. So now we're going to take the cloud blue in here and we're going to put a few little snowflake stars. This is what is going to be the center of the little snowflakes. You can put as many or as few as you want on your gem, on your stone. Now, Snowflake Obsidian has all kinds of neat information about it. I'm just going to share a little bit of it. One thing is that the snowflakes in the obsidian are actually caused as the rock is breaking down and quartz develops. At least that's how I read it. You don't see snowflakes in obsidian that isn't breaking down. So it's gone from being glass to being just an igneous rock. Gone from being that volcanic glass. It's really quite cool. So I'm putting just a couple more spots here that are my centers. That's all. And now I am going to grab the soft 10% cool gray. And I'm going to put that working out in little rays around the center of those blue spots, those little blue snowflakes. These sort of grow in interesting patterns. They can look kind of like flowers, or they can look like snowflakes, or just blobs. It all depends on your perspective, what you want to see in it. No two snowflake obsidians will ever be the same. It's the pattern of crystals causing those flowers, those snowflakes on there. We're going to take that warm gray again, and I'm going to go ahead and put that right around the outside of each of these little flowers. And I'm sort of swirling this color in around them. Sort of scribbling it in so it's touching that soft gray. And I might even bring a few of the little rays of it back in. This was, like I said in the opening, a community request from one of my other videos. A person had asked if I could do Snowflake Obsidian. And I said, I will try. And when I did it, it was like, oh, this is really cool. Okay, guys, we have to do it. So here we are. Snowflake Obsidian, episode 43. I am going to be doing weekly episodes of Doodlegem still through March. And after March, we will be doing the birthstones every month. And there will be probably a special Doodlegem a couple more times in a month. But I'm not going to be doing them weekly anymore. After March. And that's March 2017. Because these videos stay up forever. And it could be a whole, long time from now. You time travelers are going to be watching this. Here we go. And I'm going ahead and taking that black now and laying it in. I'm not pressing super, super hard, but I'm pressing a little bit harder around the outside edge. And then working my way up, and it's softening and softening and softening until I get to the center where it's just whatever the pressure of the pencil is causing the transfer of the pigment. And then as I work back down towards the outside edge, I'll get harder and harder again. So I do keep a notebook of all of the requests that people make. I've already started a new series on easy, simple, basic drawing lessons. We've had 2 episodes so far of the drawing series, and those right now are the citrus fruits. So you've got limes and you have oranges. We'll be doing lemons and then moving on to something else. And if there's something specific you would like me to try to teach how to draw, something that you've been wanting to know how to draw, we're going to try and keep things small. I don't want to overwhelm anyone, and I do want the lessons to be right around a half an hour. Kind of like the Doodlegem lessons. Some of them might be longer, some might be shorter, but around a half an hour. Taking the Colorless blender now, and I'm going to work it up around each of the snowflakes and out into the black. And I'll be taking some white into the snowflakes themselves to emphasize their texture. Those points of the crystals. There we go. This is a really pretty type of stone. And like I said, no 2 of these stones will ever be exactly the same. The pattern that crystals grow are going to be different. They're very random. Some of these stones have loads and loads of the splotches. It almost reminds me, and I know this might gross some people out, but it almost reminds me of mold growing on bread and breaking down the bread. When you see these obsidian like this, the obsidian rocks are being broken down. I'm putting a little bit more of that cloud blue into the centers here, and then I'll take the white and soften them out. So I'm starting from the center and I'm working my way out, but a little bit of that dark is going to get pulled into the center also. And then I'll clean it off and move to the next one. But I'm not too worried about cleaning it off completely. And the neat thing, these little flowers like this, They do sort of blend out as you go away from the center, and they might touch each other or they might not. There might be more or less of these spots, and some of them might be really big spots and some might be teensy tiny ones. It all is random. I like that. I love the randomness of nature. There we go. And this one. That's looking really pretty. Take that brush and just get the little pencil crumbs off. I'm going to take the indigo blue and just put a tiny bit of that indigo blue into some of the black. Here and there. Just a little bit. And then I am going to take the white around some edges here. And with that blue in there, it just adds a little richness to the black. You really don't see it unless there's some white that touches it. And that's okay. But it does add richness to this black. All right. Give it a little bit more white. Oh, so pretty. Okay, there's my white. We're going to take a little bit of white around these outside edges. Just to give us a little tiny margin, so when we put the bezel around this, there we go. When we put the bezel around, there'll be something for it to give it that effect of being rounded. And we're going to put our highlight on. There's a little swirly highlight right here. Kind of interesting. I don't usually see a wobbly highlight, but I think it's the stone has a little wobble in it, or there's a window nearby that's a little warped. So I'm looking at an actual cabochon just to see where the highlights go. It is not cheating to look at references. How else do you learn where things are on a real gem if you don't use a reference at some point? So there's this one big highlight right here. You can put your highlights anywhere you want. You can do anything with these doodle gems you like. There we go. And that actually looks pretty good, I think. That is about all I'm going to do for the highlights. And now we'll start on our fun little setting. We're going to go around the stone. And remember, your lines do not have to be perfect. We are not making actual metal jewelry here or stone jewelry. If our lines are a little wobbly, it shows that a person's hand was involved. And I like seeing that a person actually did this. Your hands were in it. It makes it more special. All right, so we're going to do a fun little pattern here. We do sort of a petal and a triangle. Petal and a point. That's what we'll say. Petal and a point. and a petal and a point. Petal, point. And a petal and a point. Petal and a point. Looks like we're going to make it. And a petal, littler petal, and a point. That worked out. That worked out. You notice they don't have to match. I ended up with an odd number of 7 points and 7 petals. It's just the way it worked out. I like the look of it. I like it being a little bit off balance. I'm going to put a circle, like a little bead, on the top of each of these points. It makes it look like one of those atomic era clocks. Back in the 60s, where they had those clocks with all of the rays coming off of it with the balls or with mirrors. That's what that reminds me of. I like that. That retro look. But when my grandparents had theirs, it wasn't retro. It was the real thing. And I wish I still had some of that stuff, because it would be worth some money now. But at the time, I didn't really think that it was that cool looking. You know? It's amazing how years pass and things become interesting or cool that you thought were, oh right, that's Grandma's house. So Grandma's house. I'm not doing that. And now everybody's out there doing that, whatever that is. So I just went around and did an outline around the whole thing. It gives us a little bit of a thickness and a margin. Now I will put some lines on the inside of each of these petals. There we go. And so what I did is I went line, 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 stop, space, line, 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 all the way down. And then we'll do some little lines just on one side like it's a shadow of the triangles or the points. So we're starting on one side, going towards the middle with vertical lines, and then leaving a space, and then starting up those lines again and going all the way down to the end. So there we go. I hope you're enjoying doing this doodle, enjoying doing the gem. If you are, please, and you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. Click that bell button so you will be notified when new videos go up. Share this video with your friends that might be interested in learning how to do these different gems. I have 43 episodes right now of Doodle Gems. Like I said, we'll be finishing up at episode 52 with the standard episodes, those standard Monday weekly episodes. But I'll still be doing Doodle Gems. But I'm also doing my other drawing series. And I think I want to move those to Mondays after Doodle Gems are done. I figure one whole year of weekly episodes is a good run for a series. If it were an actual television series, that would be 2 seasons, a little bit more than 2 seasons. Oh, that's fun. Might put just a couple more lines on the other side of those triangles. Not all the way up, just a couple, starting from the base and going up. They're fading out more quickly. Just like that. Now we're going to have some swirlies. I like the swirls coming off like this. So did you see what happened there? As I was going around, I missed this outside edge. So when I went back, I touched the edge and came back. You can go back on the inside or the outside of your line. Some of them will be thick, some of them will be thin. It all is just the way your pen is handled. I'm not planning that very carefully. I'm just letting it happen. And that's part of the fun of doing a Doodlegem and doing these settings like this. You can make all kinds of designs. You do not have to use the same design that I'm making here. I love seeing all of the Doodlegems that people are posting. You can share your Doodlegems with me on my Deliberately Creative page on Facebook. You can also tag me with it on Pinterest or Instagram or Twitter. I'm on all of those places. And the information for all of that social media stuff is down below in the description box, as are all of the tools and papers and things like that that I like using. And look at that, guys. We're done. So quick, so easy, so fun, and so pretty. I would like to have you, remember, like, comment, subscribe, share, go out, do something creative. Remember, take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. Bye-bye.